Due hit, sta vincendo di 12 contro i Minnesota Timberwolves. Partita che si vede dal risultato molto a favore dei hit. Intanto qua abbiamo Clarkson che fa una serie di bowling. Bosch perde palla in virata. Rubio. Towns ancora Clarkson, la passa White. White tira, canestro. Più 10.
Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year.
White per i Heat ed entra Andre Iguodala.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for the Heat. Minnesota also with the sub. Zhang's checked in. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Richardson.
Peccato, Josh Richardson vicino a un canestro. Facciamo punto facile. Ancora un altro errore da parte dei Timberwolves. Iguodala da 3, bomba. Più 13.
Sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give you. And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
Knocked away. Richardson dishes to Gibson. The 3 from Bosch.
Bosch da 3 ancora. Più 14. Gibson, mamma mia, grande difensore oggi Gibson. Peccato l'errore di Clarkson sul passaggio. Sbagliano anche i Timberwolves. C'è Iguodala, parte e schiaccia Andre Iguodala. Più 16. Aumenta il margine di vantaggio degli Heat.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Pekovic non la mette di nuovo dentro. Palla per Iguodala. In faccia a Pekovic. Andre Iguodala. Prossimo tema, vedremo bene i punti dei giocatori tra le due squadre. Intanto canestro in post di Pekovic. Bosch passa Jordan Clarkson, virata di Clarkson, un po' di bowling fuori per Bosch. Un'altra bomba di Chris Bosch che sale a 12 punti. Tanto passaggio facile qua per Pekovic, che era gela l'American Airlines Arena. Bosch si porta da una parte. Passaggio per Richardson. Richardson vede lo spazio, ci prova, niente da fare. Fallo di Andre Iguodala, rimesso. Con pochi secondi da giocare, un margine di qualche secondo da parte tra il cronometro e 24. E dentro. Ora nel libero possesso i Timberwolves, ma lo perdono subito grazie a un recupero di Jeremy Lin. E ora di nuovo hanno un libero possesso.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
Clarkson tira allo scadere, niente.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Heat out front as they end the second quarter with an energy burst, a 19-6 run. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Ricky, what does it say about this team to have such great productivity from the bench, and what does it do for you guys as a unit?
It's amazing. That means like we have a deep bench, and then a lot of work from the staff, from the everybody of the team, like doing extra work and winning games.
Well done, Ricky. Thank you. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have amped up home crowd joining us for our halftime report. Ernie Johnson with the illustrious Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. A tremendous game we're seeing from Chris Bosh. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds, and also 3 steals. It's really great to see him back to what appears to be top form coming off the injury. There's a sense of reassurance that he's healthy after the first 2 quarters back. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
The thing I've noticed more than anything is how well they spread the floor at the offensive end. Their spacing has been fantastic, and the end result has been a lot of good looks from three-point land. And now they've established themselves from long range, and the defense has to adapt. They're in really solid position right now.
How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
Well, when you look at the opponent field goal percentage, that tells the whole story. They gave up way too many good looks. When they come out of the break, they got to play way tougher, Ernie. Get those hands up. Get in your opponent's face. Do something.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the Horn.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Chris Bosh in this game, I mean, he's been everywhere.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
Chris Bosh is out there with Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's Jordan Clarkson. Then there's Iguodala. And it's Lowry in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Iguodala, no good. Timberwolves trail by 21. The drive by Rubio. Levine dishes to Towns. Rebound by the Heat. Clarkson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but few saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
And so it's Minnesota with it after the three-pointer from Andre Iguodala.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
Lowry from outside. Lowry can't get that one to fall.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
The defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
Here's Levine. He has 6. Feeds it to Garnett. Here's Towns. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Towns has got 4 points in the quarter.
Are you sensing or feeling a theme here, fellas? I mean, they're taking it straight to the bucket every time down.
And why change? I mean, that's 8 straight points in the paint, and they have now turned this into a physical game.
And the Heat call time here. It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is the longest playoff drought in the league currently. Wolves want nothing more than to get back to playing playoff basketball, and featuring the #1 pick in last year's draft will help.
Good way to start, you're right. Now, here's Valanciunas. Bosh, the screen. Clock at 4. The shot by Lowry, no good.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
They set the pick. And Rubio kicks to Garnett. Back to Rubio. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. KG, that's good.
And, you know, even though the Wolves have been out of the playoffs so long, you get the sense it won't be too much longer. They've got a really nice core to build around, and I think could be special, especially Andrew Wiggins.
Here's Richardson, following the score by Kevin Garnett. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Levine, good. Levine's got 8 points.
And as you mentioned, the Wolves could be back in the playoffs in due time. They are headed in the right direction. Some mistakes have been made along the way, but you have to like their future now.
Now, here's Valanciunas. Shoots a fader. Bosh can't hit.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage. Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Lowry up top, covered by Rubio.
Bosh. Blocco di Lowry. Richardson. Una finta, Richardson fa cadere il difensore tra un po'. Ma niente bomba di nuovo. I Timberwolves si avvicinano. Meno 12 per loro. Kyle Lowry. Fallo su Lowry, poi il canestro. 10 punti e 2 assist per lui stasera, che adesso diventano 11 e vediamo forse 12. E infatti 12 punti, 2 assist per ora.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Gibson comes in for Chris Bosh, and it's Jeremy Lin in for Jarrell
Richardson.
And then for Minnesota, Hill is checked in for
Mohamed.
Garnett, and Shabazz
perde, sbaglia, palla hit e canestro, fallo su Jeremy Lin, che stasera ha fatto 8 punti che potrebbero diventare 10 con questo, 9 con questo tiro libero. 9 punti, 3 assist, un rimbalzo per Jeremy Lin, anche se stavolta non difende tanto bene, infatti lascia solo il suo uomo. Meno 14 ancora. E vabbè, un altro errore di Lin e un altro canestro in contropiede dei Timberwolves.
Heat moving the ball around.
Eccolo là. Josh Richardson, 4 punti, un rimbalzo, 4 assist. Proprio mentre era da solo, l'allenatore dei Timberwolves chiama timeout. Tanto noi approfittiamo per guardare i punteggi parziali per ora. Con Iguodala 14 punti insieme a Chris Bosh, 12 punti Lowry, 9 punti Jeremy Lin, 5 punti Clarkson, 4 punti Richardson, 4 punti Wright, 4 punti Valanciunas, 3 punti Valanciunas, 0 punti Gibson e i 4 giocatori che non sono ancora entrati, cioè Tedmond, Bynum, Ellington e Sims.
Shattered the backboard.
Minnesota
calls timeout. And talking about Lin last season, he never quite gelled with what they were doing in Los Angeles. Both he and Kobe need the ball to be effective, and I got a feeling you guys know which one of those two is going to get it. That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Lets it go from the wing.
Fammi un blocco.
Gibson shoots.
Josh Richardson, proprio allo scadere.
Richardson's got his third basket of the night.
And you know, getting back to Lin, he was actually pretty strong starting out the season. In November, he made 48% of his shots, 37% from downtown. But in April, he only hit 24% from the field and was eventually shut down for the year.
Now here's Chang. Wiggins with it, and it's Lin picking him up. And that one's good. 14 points for Andrew Wiggins.
Well, they found the touch here in the second half from the field, and everything else we talk about, folks, rebounding, defense, all of that, this game is still about making shots. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the bottom line, and they found a way to do it here in the second half.
Here is Lowry, following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. And this, now a list of guys who can shoot it as well as they can pass it. The point guards with the highest shooting percentage in the NBA. Fourth, Jeremy Lin.
As a point guard, you want to create the best possible shot every trip down the floor. And given the way these guys have shot the ball, you know, it's not a bad idea every now and then for them to go it alone.
Well, you know they're not going to do that, though. I mean, even as deadly as they are from the field, they're always looking to set up their teammates first.
Now here's Muhammad. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Hill, no good.
Possibilità di diminuire il vantaggio di Heat, non approfittato però. Valanciunas, per lì, bomba no.
Timberwolves trail by 14. The feed to Muhammad. Here's Levine, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Fallo su Zach LaVine.
Hey guys, for Zach LaVine, once he finally got comfortable last season, boy, did he heat up. He shot 42% over his rookie year, but 47% over the last month. And I think that gave him a lot of confidence as he's entering into year 2.
And he knocks down the first one. You know, as Greg was talking about, Levine was a lights-out shooter at times in college. He would go on these binges, falling back Clark from 25 feet and draining it. I mean, unreal shots.
Well, it looks good when they're going down, but he also can binge shoot you out of a game. So you pick your poison.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Richardson, and it's Clarkson in for Kyle Lowry. Lin the pass to Valanciunas. Here's
Clarkson si crea lo spazio ma poi non ne approfitta.
Timberwolves trail by 12.
Lin ancora. Tenta di rubare palla a Andrew Wiggins. Inglis, Yang, Hamilton. Più 10 lì. Lin tenta la schiacciata ma non riesce, non entra la palla. Levine.
Kicks it out to Rubio. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to
2 secondi. Attenzione, niente.
Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Heat lead by 10. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. So on the floor for Minnesota, Anthony Towns and Pekovic are up front. Rubio and Levine teaming up in the backcourt.
Ultimo quarto. Può decidere tutto, in pratica. Chi gioca bene piglia tutto. Tanto fallo di Guadala a rimbalzo. Su Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, kudos for the effort. I always love that kind of effort, but he was just a little overzealous.
Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Miami. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Kevin Garnett is checked in for Nikola Pekovic. And Jordan Clarkson is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Levine. He's covered by Clarkson, Towns. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Towns has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Timberwolves. The drive by Lowry.
Kyle Lowry just hasn't slowed down. He has 12 points. He's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
And he's good on the second.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
And Rubio kicks to Levine. There's the pick. Shot off the pick. Garnett, right side. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Shot's good. And 12 points here for Ricky Rubio.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Got that one up quick. 16 points for Chris Bosh.
And such a steady hand. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really allowed them to take the lead.
Well, he's just so reliable and dependable and consistent, especially here today. I mean, his shooting percentage is off the charts.
Miami with the ball, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. And that one good from Clarkson. Timberwolves trail by 9. Levine dishes to Rubio. Towns, the pass to Levine. To the inside. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's on Chris Bosh. And guys, KG is so loved and has given so much to the area of Minneapolis, St. Paul, the state of Minnesota. He really, Clark, views it as his home.
And Kevin, you started with him there in Minnesota when he got underway in the league. Fans love having him there and involved with the franchise again for sure.
And it's Lowry penetrating. He feeds it to Gibson. The tray. And it's Bosh, that time on the assist by Gibson. And that's now 19 points for Chris Bosh.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
And Rubio kicks to Levine. Down low, shot clock at 6, and Towns gets it to go.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Timeout called the Heat.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
Yeah, great look, but disappointing with a miss.
Boy, what happened on that one, Greg? I mean, that's almost an automatic shot for him.
Now here's Garnett. There's the pick. Here's Levine. Here's Towns. Good work defensively by Lowry. Outside Bosch. Fires from deep. And again, it's the Heat missing. Timberwolves trail by 9. And Rubio kicks to Levine. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
And it's Lowry penetrating. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
Rubio dishes to Towns. Kicks it to Garnett. The second chance effort. Good. He hits the jump shot.
They have a little extra mojo going here. A little extra pep in their step. More hustle in this second half. They're doing a much better job in terms of second chance points. How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
And the basket by Rubio.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Here's Clarkson. He dishes it to Lowry. There's the pass to Gibson. Towns with the steal. Now, here's Rubio. Garnett outside. Now the dish to Rubio. Garnett with the screen for Rubio. Levine. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about.
And he makes the first. And for Levine and his dunking, if you saw him in college or last season, you knew he was a very special player in the air.
Well, Levine can be one of the great all-time dunkers with his height and ability to lift off. He gets airborne so effortlessly that there are few that can match his power and finesse once he's airborne. Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And here's Rubio following Chris Bosh's 3. There's a screen. Here's Levine. He's covered by Clarkson. It's blocked. Pass to Valanciunas. Outside Bosh. Here's Lowry. No good. Wiggins with some nice D. Timberwolves trail by 8. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. He kicks it to Clarkson. The 3. And again, Miami with the triple. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Miami.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Time running out for the Timberwolves. For 3. Off target, his 6th miss in 13 attempts from the floor. And here they go. Iguodala with the bucket.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
Dishes to Towns. Can they get it? And the layup is up and in. Towns has got 12 points in just the second half.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
The wide open look here for Bosch. And another basket for Miami.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Timberwolves trail by 13. Fires from deep. And it's Rubio again missing. Miami's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. Bosch kicks to low. Passes it to Valanciunas. Iguodala, that's a two-pointer. That's short off the rim.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
The Heat leading by 13.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Heat.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
They sure did, Kevin. Every time they left the man open deep, he'd get a good look at the basket. And they didn't hesitate, and the aggressiveness paid off.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
And playing this team only twice on the year, they have to feel good about their strategy and execution. As tonight, they complete a season series sweep against the Timberwolves.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Bosch. He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebounds. The offense has clearly kicked into gear. The question, though, is it just a little too late?
Yeah, I think it may be, Greg. At least they're finally showing some signs of life offensively. Too bad I think it's past the point where it'll do much good.
Feeds to Wiggins. Pass to Towns. And a miss there on the triple. Now Iguodala. From deep three-point range. Count it.
Pretty looking shot. I mean, when you can hit it from that deep, wow.
Now, I tell you what, Clark, you've got to be feeling pretty good to put it up from out there.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, Clark, made the difference.
Well, you know, at this stage, you've got to defend your home floor, and they did that.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Congratulations on this win. Tell us what the team's objective was tonight that most helped in getting this victory.
Everybody played. We all played together. You know, we stayed, aggressive and stayed the course of the game.
Cohesiveness and aggressiveness, a pretty good combination. Thanks for the time, Kyle. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And standing by for the postgame show, let's head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Bosh. He had just an outstanding fourth-quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
He flat out dominated. I mean, you see the kind of plays he was making all over the court. This is the game, no matter who they put on him, he wasn't going to be denied. His offensive power was in full effect.
Boom, 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 boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they avoided a second straight loss. They needed somebody to step up tonight, and he was their guy.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.